Mommy, what is that? Oh, okay, let's get it. Let's get it. I said, first of all, best album cover in the world. The spiritual spaceship right there, the spiritual Zion ship, the one and only to emanate and make a whole new environment here, straight from your mind. Flashing lights, flights.
It's looking so heavy in the light. The imagery looking so heavily at night. Probably roll talk to rides on forever change of life. Chuck the seat down, nigga, and get ready for the strike. Yeah, all right, that's all right. I put that all right. Flight boss, bitch, in the trap. I be wrecking peace that I be serving. Got them in the sky like they was surfing. Yeah, all right. That's all right. I put that all right. Flight boss, bitch, take your girl behind the curtains. Evil spirits lurking and shit. Got the pretty bitches talking. Yeah, I'm the man in the streets. I'ma tell you now, pilot man on the beach. If I ain't from this planet, I got planet like a planet. If I fell out the sky, I would never land on my feet. Yeah. What you mean? Y'all dirty and I'm like, but shit is crystal clean. Just open up your eyes, I hope you niggas see. This world a bigger ocean than you wanna see. Damn.
Mommy, we're out of space.
We'll be fucking. Yeah. Just gotta have a time to chill for time. As I keep on teaching my head time like bird. If you never play when you living in a water, talking like a American. Side shit. Yeah, you know you living like sometimes that ain't right. Just live here and out of place. I just think I'll get high. Hey, place, hard to do it. Yeah, oh God, I'ma bring life, nigga. All kites, that's all kites. I put that all kites. Flight boss, bitch, in the trap. I be working things that I be serving. Got them in the sky like they was surfing. Yeah, all kites, that's all kites. Put that on flights.
Left, right. Listen, we flying to don't give a fuck land. We want to fly to don't give a fuck land. Shit, don't give a fuck. No, what are that?
Flight boss, bitch, take your girl behind the curtains. Evil spirits lurking and she got the pretty bitches talking. Yeah, they're calling me, you know the cool stuff. Yeah, make her laugh in the fucking UFO. You niggas need to watch your UFO. Don't give a fuck about who you know. No mistletoe, but she be missing me. Yeah, we'll be together now that she complete. Do a lot of trouble, we be sipping tea. And then she gonna let me hit them cheeks. The girl gonna shake that ass. Yeah. Yeah, the girl gon' bring it back. Yeah, you know I'm gon' make it back. And then she got some common sense, that's some good head. But she ain't really got no scholarship, but she get bread. And she ain't really with that party shit, just cause she dance. But kids like grandma told her father quit. Single let them start, yeah.
Some real presidential shit.
All of us is high. You might think we falling from the sky.
Hey. All of us ain't came from the sky. Hey, some of us did. Some of us here, some of us in government, about 90 to 97, 98, 99% of everybody else is dead. You know?
If you wanna see the speed in the water, yeah. You got no current who is talking on your vibe. The reason why you calling all the time, just a lost spirit. You ain't got no hobby or drive. I'm the best rapper out of all of them alive, and you know that on flights.
Best rapper out of all of them alive. No rapper ever had bars and lyrics from space and came on Earth to present it. No, none of them. None of them.
Flight boss, bitch, in the trap house, I be working fees that I be serving. Got them in the sky like they was surfing. Yeah, all flights, that's all flights. Put that all flights. All right, flight boss, bitch.
That was the Red Falcon dance. The Red Falcon dance. Oh, so y'all know about the Red Falcon dance.
Be working fees that I be serving. Got them in the sky like they was surfing. Yeah, all flights.
Oh, Red Falcon dance. I'll throw that on Red Falcon.
Alright, flight boss, bitch. Take your girl behind the curtains. Evil spirits lurking and she got the pretty bitches talking. Yeah. What?
Oh, Red Falcon, oh, Red Falcon. Oh, flying around. Oh, shit, gonna come to the sky. Oh, shit. Little hawk from the sky, bitch. Oh, shit. That was the Dougie. That part was the Dougie right there. That was a copy of the Dougie right there. I had to make something relatable to reality. Other than that, none of my dances come from Earth. None of the native all the native dances created Earth. I said the native dance created Earth in general. You know what I'm saying? Now look, we go bullshit for 12 minutes. Now look, this live stream right here, right? It's us going into the astro world. Now, there's building blocks to how to get there. So we even created certain terms, and terms even relate to certain things in reality based off the material. So for the most part, like, we could utilize the term to get through the anatomy, what we see in nature and what we built the structure off of, all the way to a tree, to a building, or objects, right? Then we could use the names that sometimes one particular thing have multiple names. Then, based upon seeing the expression, anatomy, seeing the character, astrology, we give it many names, many meanings, right? Certain objects in anatomy, in the nature, right, be one thing, but it takes many different meanings. And I mean, it has many different meanings and many different names when we get into the astrology. Then when we get into the astronomy of it, it gives us points of references on where we're actually going and where we at in the astral world and things of that nature. And that time and season, that time of date. For an example, you could be at a time you're going through depression when someone else is at a time of going through prosperity. But that's the astronomy, the father. What it means to you is the astrology. One person may not take depression as harshly as another person going through similar circumstances, and one person may not appreciate prosperity as much as another individual who may be spoiled or sheltered. You see what I'm saying? So that gives you the meaning and a sentiment with the astrology. So you got what time and space you in, astronomy, to create that state of being, liquid, solid, gas, mental form, astrology, and how does it represent when you play that out through the anatomy, how you appear to be, even when you ain't doing anything at all. You see what I'm saying? And with this concept right here, it's help you understand how to reach certain esoteric locations based upon the anatomy, expression, the nature, the object, astrology, the goddamn it, the reality of it, or the meaning, or how you bring it into context, and then the astronomy of it. Where is it at? Where is it located? So traveling in the esoteric world isn't necessarily going to a location like you do physically, but it's the very essence that you expand and travel to spiritually to make a point of reference, to make a first time of something, to make a first awareness of something. So that help you understand it like that also. So just to get people's mind right, to know that how we're actually traveling and how to actually get to locations. And it's like the building blocks of how to get there. So you're getting there through the physical, because it's in reverse. You already created it from the mental to become physical, and you creating the mental being a spirit. Then you jump inside of it and explode it. So it's in reverse. So you're looking at things in the physical to understand the meaning of it, and then how you can actually get to that essence of wherever you created that meaning, or where that meaning came in the first place. Now you're going to the true esoteric arena, not one that's synthetically made by other individuals based off their brain. Something that's made off the universal concept when we're making a universal brain. And it takes individuals to do that, not necessarily a template for rulership. But for the most part, before we even get into all that, we're just gonna bullshit for 12 minutes, and then and then y'all can name any word, and then we'll go to that astral world and break it down, and we'll do it like that. But right now, I just clicked the first things I seen to my algorithm that looked like it had something to do with some debate or something like that. This is most heated moments from Bill Nye the Science Guy and Ken Ham.
I'm open-minded, but I don't see any evidence for an ice age 4,000 years ago.
Me either. Get rid of all this. I'm already on Bill Nye the Science Guy side. Because this what they try to say with the natives, came across the Bergen Bridge. We was somewhere traveling. Everybody wasn't traveling. Everybody wasn't traveling and stuff like that. Or will be no history of someone settling. Well, why is there so much history of someone settling, fucking up someone who was already somewhere? You know what I'm saying? You gotta start thinking. Like, you gotta start thinking.
Older than
You don't know young people here. How did you convince them that there were ice
That's
ages
actually,
over hundreds
Mr.
of
Hand, that's my
thousands?
biggest concern.
I tell you my biggest concern that you're teaching generations.
It was never no goddamn ice age. That's taken from the native. So that concept might have came, and let's respect everybody's culture. But that right there might have been the Mason taken from the native. Because we got the 4 realms, the 4 worlds. But it's really just astronomy, astrology, and anatomy. So to the native, the ice age is how y'all hear me break down Capricorn, Aquarius, and winter. And Pisces. And that would be the esoteric ice age. And then we actually see it in the anatomy as winter time. But that's a world that's being formulated. You see what I'm saying? And those 4 worlds come together as a womb or mama's womb that we create father's breath in anytime we emanate some passion. And therefore, that mixture of father's breath inside of mama's womb produce children. Us coming out in the world with this new heavenly intelligence of how to make a new organ and become spiritual adults. So we don't need father and mother anymore, which is technically all possibilities child. You know what I'm saying? The great spirit child, God child. God's 2 children is adults to us. So, you know what I'm saying? Those would be the son of God, son of great spirit. Then the son of man will be, if we're looking at it in Greek terms, because we're using this language, the son of man will just be an emanation of the thought and the feeling, aka the father or the mother, or God's first children. We will be the children up under that, son of man and woman, sons and daughters of men and women, and the first son and daughter will be our father and mother, which is God's first children. So we're all being raised to become spiritual adults, and you become a spiritual adult when you can create your own atmosphere and your own environment. And this is what we all doing, but you're just doing it in childish ways. The angel way is the whole mind spaceship is a whole atmosphere, and the whole body is the environment, and you that one spirit in it, and all the other spirits that come emanate within that atmosphere is doing a dance after you, basically.
That they came about by natural processes. Aren't you teaching that humans are animals? Are we animals?
Yeah. We're mammals. Breathe air. Isn't that good?
Now, here's the thing. This is a template right here that you phenotypes have agreed with. Everybody not human. And when we get into that term, it's a made up term based upon categorizing mammals. So it has a sense of bias behind it. And a lot of the biases have superiority behind it, over exaggerating thought forms behind it. So simply agreeing to the terms and conditions that individuals are human is a misnomer. It's a misconcept. You know what I'm saying? It almost blurs the lines into the good use that could come out of categorizing and the bad use that could come out of it. For an example, felines. Yeah, there's a lot of cats, but you can't necessarily say a lion is a leopard. You know what I'm saying? Canines. Yeah, there's a lot of canines, but you can't necessarily say a wolf is a German shepherd. So, what are we talking about when we're agreeing to terms and conditions on a broad scale? We can't generalize everything, or we need better representation and better words, especially going on right now. We're in a new shift right now. See what I'm saying?
So all life is related, right?
There's just a few of us.
From your
Seem like lizards.
From your perspective, all life is related.
Certainly.
Even
Yes,
plants,
it's
we're
one of,
related to plants.
it's one of the fundamental discoveries in all of life science. Yes,
So we're related to a banana.
yes.
I just want.
What makes you think we're not related to bananas? What evidence do you have that the DNA in bananas, the DNA in E. coli, the DNA in...
You're related to whatever your structure do. So, words have to be predicated more on that. For an example, all animals don't eat other animals. Yet, with this so-called human, does. And here's the thing. All phenotypes don't. Some phenotypes eat more off plant and other shit and things you could pull from the earth. And certain phenotypes need more blood. So they need more fleshly stuff like animal or extreme levels of it and things of that nature. So when you're looking at that, I wouldn't even necessarily use terms animal or goddammit mammal. I would use more terms like dragon. I would call humans dragons because you feed off blood, and the moment you get off of it, you get off your mother's pus, you start to deteriorate. But anytime you can regenerate on it, you keep youthful energy in some way, and that goes for mentally and physically. And what you speak is internal fire outwardly for you to even have that mechanism that we're calling breath and things of that nature. So if anything, I would say anything that has a lot of mental awareness should be a dragon.
In ancient cave bears, what evidence do you have that we're not related? Besides, just so we're clear. Okay.
Do you have any evidence that, as you know, all life is basically built on DNA, and DNA is an information system, a language system. So, do you have any evidence that matter produces a language system and matter produces information? I mean,
DNA is a made-up concept, just like the DEA, CIA, all that. It's a made-up concept. The DNA original template came from colonizing and a way of figuring out, is it safe to migrate? Now, the studies that came from it became DNA and them teaching y'all, but this why y'all know a little less and less every 10 to 15 years about y'all ethnicities, about y'all race, about y'all history, even to y'all damn language. So you need to know in these laboratories, the way you think about it ain't the way they think about it. They in some mentality of, not them specifically, but the people that's creating that term DNA, they're more at the starting point of genocide and becoming one ruling concept. They're not at the starting point of teaching you your actual blood and lineage and things of that nature, or y'all wouldn't be in the outcome and starting as a starting point today, where y'all confused about all these things. So obviously these things is being utilized for other shit, and these terms that y'all use to think that you're learning one thing is being done in different practices behind closed doors from the individuals who even called it that. See what I'm saying? And shit like DNA.
Billions, trillions of bits of information in living systems. Can you testify to how?
Remind you, you might be like, wait a minute, Dolo, that don't make sense. How come they can take my blood and figure out who's my aunt, uncle? All right, this is like a 300-year practice. Here's why. It's not that they take your blood and doing the DNA thing you think. What they're doing is taking your blood and seeing who one of their fathers is in you. So even when you get out of the DNA, they do the same thing with literature. Your first, middle, and last name is Don Julius Caesar, and your history go back to some type of Britain colonization. So even when you do your DNA test, it go back to somebody in the 13th colony that they're only upholding and barely remembering because they mixing up and fucking up so much. So you need to know throw the whole concept away. And that's not even how the natives even kept track of these things, which is why we still dealing with the Native American Indian problem today that they still don't give a fuck about and just call America them and all their property they brought over here as if the Clovis people disappeared somewhere. Like y'all will go on stories online, especially hearing it from the Washi who at times, and it'd be within it. We'll respect everybody's culture, but sometimes it's anti-nativism. It's harder than the sentimentalism that they make y'all believe that ain't really what it is. But for the most part, they make y'all believe Clovis people, native people, like somehow we extinct, like dinosaurs or whatever. No, we still here. More of us didn't goddamn the property and shit. So it's like a play on words until it's all set in stone. And that's the actual oath of their Bible and everything. It's just an oath of how to get rid of the natives here and take over their land.
Information arose by natural processes.
Here we are.
That's it? That's your evidence?
Well, we'll start with the evidence and work backwards. What I think you're asking is the why.
Actually, you're not starting with evidence. You don't believe in God, right?
No, it's unnatural, then natural. Because natural is what you see physically. Unnatural is what you see metaphysically. So if your mind can motivate you to do something physically, that's unnatural to natural. If your mind have to actually experience something physically first, then you start to react or whatever the case may be. That's backwards. That's physical. Then that's natural than unnatural. But we know that it's always first, no matter the percentage scale. Even if it's already accumulated and you're in a physical body and you could hurt yourself and then have a reaction, you still was mentally motivated to actually do something with your body to place you in that situation in the first place. So for the most part, it always starts with the mental, which is unnatural.
That aside, here's where we disagree.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you believe life came about?
See, but listening to the Washi Hu, you would think that unnatural is just things that's predicated on robots or something like that. Or humanoid is only something predicated on robot. But they're using these terms that we're already considering and starting to try to get rich off of it with synthetic things. So you could have a plane of existence and you'll get the Washi Hu trying to get rich off airplanes. You get what I'm saying? You'll have some telekinesis concept. You had a Washi Hu make telephones. You see what I'm saying? It's like that. This is the way they think. This the way they think.
About by natural process.
Yes.
Okay, so you've got that belief.
You would say I could walk on water because I'm not drowning by my emotions. This is how the natives will talk. They'd say we could walk on water because we could make a boat. You see what I'm saying? This is the starting of the religion, the starting of everything.
So you don't start with evidence, you start with the belief.
No, I claim I started with evidence to reach that belief.
But
Here, let's look at some more of the exhibit.
you start with a belief in naturalism.
Well, and you start with the belief in what?
Oh yeah,
What's your belief? What is your belief?
Stop. I'm on Bill Nye, the science guy. Can't ham wrong. He's trying to put him in some type of theological using apologetic box. He's trying to basically claim Bill Nye, the science guy, what he said is a belief, just like his. So that's like an esoteric crab in a bucket, bringing somebody down on their level to argue on a level that's not even what it is. You don't have to believe you was born out somebody's ass. That ain't the belief. You know that. You know you was born out somebody's ass, so you don't have to believe that.
Look at some more of the exhibit.
You start with a belief in naturalism.
Well,
Hold on. What was the belief? What was the belief?
Okay, so you've got that belief. So you believe.
that aside, here's where we disagree.
Okay, let me.
With the evidence and work backwards. What I think you're asking is the why.
Actually, you're not starting with evidence. You don't believe in God, right?
That aside, here's where we disagree.
Okay, let me ask you this: do you believe life came about by natural process?
Yes.
So you've got that belief. So you don't start with evidence; you start with the belief.
No, I claim I started with evidence to reach that belief.
But
Here, let's look at some more of the exhibit.
Yeah. Shut up. You can't even argue that. He probably start feeling stupid. How would you even argue that? Why would you have to believe something you know?
you start with a belief in naturalism.
No, you start with a knowing. So the knowing be the evidence. Then you start developing beliefs off of it. And then the Washi Hu always over-exaggerate. Or a lot of times half everybody in the world, y'all start to over-exaggerate. But you start off with the evidence because you already know. See, that you gotta be careful. Let's say you know you was born, right? And then boom, that's the evidence. You know. Hey, what else? You know. You just was born, right? Then if you over-exaggerate, you'll be like, oh, what am I? Where I come from. Now you get ready to add beliefs to something you already know. Then you will go so far into that, you would think what you already know is just a belief. Then somebody will tell you came out your mother's ass. You'll be like, no, I didn't. I came from Ceres. I came from a different star. Says, no, bitch, you was born in somebody's hospital and you came out your mother's ass. Nowhere else. The fuck is you talking about? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, y'all gotta understand and shit. Like, y'all get confused real slick.
And you start with the belief in what?
Oh yeah.
What's your belief? What is your belief?
See, I admit my belief. My belief is that God's word is true, and that the history in God's word is true. And see, what we're talking about here, and this is the whole point that we're helping people understand. we all live in the present. We all have the same present evidence. But depending on your assumptions and how you approach your worldview, depends on how you interpret evidence in relation to the past.
He just said a whole bunch of rhetoric. Well, all he had to say was it determines on based off your belief. That's all he had to say. Everything he just said, he could have shortened that up where it said, well, depending on your beliefs. That's what Bill Nye the Science Guy trying to tell you. Bitch, you got to believe. You ain't got to remix it in another apologetic way to apologize your mental illness.
Because you believe everything happened by natural process. You don't believe the history in the Bible, right?
See, look, he trying to put him in a pigeon-toe hole, trying to make him argue from the sake of belief. No, bitch, I know. The fuck is you talking about?
In Genesis.
Well, not literally.
Yeah, I do. And see, that's a big difference. So all I want you
Yeah, the big difference. You got a belief. I don't. Don't try to mix it up like it's something else.
admit that you have certain beliefs yourself.
My beliefs are based on evidence.
How can you prove? How do you prove it?
Damn, stop recording, ho, and get your ass out the camera, ho. Get your ass out the camera, ho. I'll take care of that kid, bitch.
Yes, but the explanation that you provide is completely unreasonable and unacceptable, and we reject it.
Unreasonable by whom?
Well, as soon as you go back in time,
You can't go back in time. We live in the present.
in your worldview, as soon as you produce a mirror, then you're not doing science. Well, that's not
Producing a mirror.
There's no such thing.
What do you mean by science?
Yeah.
This is the most troubling thing you do, Mr.
Science is miracles. That's how the natives see it. The native was doing spirituality, and the Washi who came over here and just said, no, we about to do that miracle. We about to melt that metal and actually make that boat and then light up the sky, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That was the miracle back in the day. I don't know this new shit they talking about. They might be indoctrinated.
Climate change is the most serious problem facing humankind. And so by trying to convince young people that climate change is not real, it's very serious because they're going to have to grow up and deal with it.
Actually, we're saying climate
Real
change is
life
real.
was a local phenomenon.
We're saying climate change is real.
So is it serious?
Climate change? What you have to do then is say, why have they changed?
Yeah, dude got a lot of beliefs, especially if he believe in climate change. He got a lot of beliefs. Yeah, look, always remember this. When something happened once in a blue moon, it's man-made. If it's something that happened every day from a small to a large scale, a whole year is basically a day. We always have a year, right? So for the most part, that lets you know God did it. The Great Spirit did it. So all this talk, like, I think come from Europe or something like that. Studying something I don't think they got no business trying to study that got different starting points. Because once we started talking about climate change, we got to make sense. Nature, climate, not about to change by itself unless you manipulating it. I don't care what you talking about. Ain't nobody got no history about no 5,000 years ago something happened unless it's coming from some England language remixed with English native and them telling you about something that they wouldn't even possibly know. But yet all the information is being relayed through them. So it ain't even got nothing to do with nothing. This is made up shit. It might even got something to do with it's a psyop or something like that.
Change all the time.
Let me rephrase it for you. Human caused climate change is very serious.
Well, there's a lot of debate about this. There's a lot of scientists.
Climate change. Let's make this simple, cause look. I'm the native. We the only ones who know how to make spooky stuff, and it ain't spooky. Climate change. It has to be man manipulated, cause if a man can make a freezer and you could put some water in an ice tray, okay, you change the climate and the temperature of that water for it to freeze. But without a freezer, it wouldn't see that unless it's doing through wintertime the way God do it. So if you could freeze some water in summertime and things of that nature, it's man manipulated. Alright? Because what is man manipulated? Something man created. Okay, we created a freezer. Alright? Now, when we start talking about hurricanes and other shit, tornadoes and other shit, right? We know we got natural humidity based upon seasons transition. Anytime that get manipulated, that process gets sped up. So if it's hotter than it's supposed to be hot at a time that the season is changing and it's being pressure added to it, all right, now you get goddamn climate changing. So, I mean, it's not that hard for humans to create a machine to change climate, especially in a location close to a specific. So we're not about to act like that's out of our imagination. And anytime we hear about climate change or global warming, that's man-made shit. And you better not try to make that make sense like it's natural.
who would disagree with that. In fact, we have PhD scientists on our staff who would disagree with that. We have other PhD scientists.
Your scientists and your staff, as respectful as I can be, are incompetent. They're not good
Oh,
scientists.
you mean Dr. Nathaniel Jeanson, a PhD from Harvard University? He's incompetent?
From what I've seen on television.
Watch this video.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What you seen on television? Oh, that's it?
In your worldview, when you die, what happens to you?
Oh, here we go. A worldview means a mental blockage. So anytime you got a worldview, you got a mental blockage. You're supposed to view the world, not a worldview. That's what I always tell y'all, like, yo, don't believe in nothing. Just believe everything. When you just believe everything, you know that's a possibility for people to be trapped in it, and you could be trapped in it too. So you're not in the world, you're just of it. You're looking at everything from the outside in, and you know how to utilize it at your will, not no desire. So it ain't about having no damn worldview. It's about viewing the world. Just everything is in reverse. So when someone come at you and be like, what's your worldview? Be like, I ain't got one. Then if they try to put you to the pressure, put your spiritual back against the wall, say you view worlds. I ain't got no worldview. I view worlds. So I could do some type of internal critique on your shit. Then when they start to say, well, what you got to replace it? Tell them what you just did. What I just did just replaced your shit to let you know you got a worldview and you just need to view worlds. And the world you was lost in made you a goddamn fool.
Done.
You're done. So what?
And if that turns out not to be true, that would be very exciting.
Okay, but if you say you're done, so you won't even know you were ever here.
Apparently not.
So then, what do you
You can just chalk it up. A person with a worldview is a person with 1,000 rhetorical questions that they should have just left in their bathroom when they was taking a shit next to their bedroom upstairs in New York City apartment building complex and shit like that before he even got pushed the upload button on, related to a family member, oral tradition created out of it. All that shit just stayed in this person's brain and transmuted in they balls of shit and got flushed in the toilet. Like literally, like for real. Should have never left the bathroom.
Why that climate change? Why do you ultimately? Because ultimately, when all these people die, they're done, and nothing has any ultimate purpose. So why does it matter?
So he literally in hysteria right now, just purely off a worldview. So he's in mental slavery right now. He's in hysteria. He could get motivated to do things right now off this stimuli, off this little template. He could get motivated to go on strike at his job, get motivated to go create a riot in the street, get motivated to go broke, give all his taxes to Elon Musk. He get motivated to do anything right now. He's just a sheep.
Why does it matter ultimately?
So let's be clear. What we do is make more people. What organisms do is reproduce.
But still, when they die, they're done. So why does it?
So my claim,
Why does it matter ultimately?
my claim is that not only your size and shape, number of fingers, eye color.
See, look, this is the failure of a religion. He said, why does it matter? Bruh, without thoughts and feelings, it won't be no trees, no fruit growing and stuff like that. Now, you could keep having this monkey mental goddamn illness, washy-who brain, where y'all think y'all need to affect everything in nature and not respect nature because the spirit and the spirits in the body of the people is emanating the thoughts that's generating all the spermicides to become grass and everything of that nature. And when you come take that, you don't understand when you dry up a geographical location why you have to go to another place and settle. Because when you not spiritually lit yourself, you're not creating no harmonious energy that play out in your geographical location, whatever your spiritual root race come from. And those who are spiritually inclined, they, as a team, root race, produce the atmosphere in that nature, in that geographical location. This is why America is the most fruitful at all the land that they ever talking about traveling to in any type of history text. That's why they even bringing all their property here to help them out. That's what they're doing. Because the spirits, the inside of the bodies, the people, the natives, was the most internally spiritually. So the land, the atmosphere in the land we produce, going to have the most fruit, going to have the most stuff in it. So we're not necessarily lost into technology mind because we understand our body and the nature of mama's womb is the greatest technology there ever was. Nature, bitch.
Is a result of the main idea in all biology, evolution. Not only is evolution the main idea in biology, but what you feel is also a result of evolution.
But why does that matter if you're done when you're done?
Nah, I'm not on his side on that one. I can't be on his side now. He got the Washi Hu mind right here. So these is robots. They don't got nothing inside of them. They're just acting off animal and their feelings. And their spiritual concept is looking at a negative feeling and not caring about it and not letting it affect you to do something. That's as far as they can go in their mind. They can't go nowhere else. They even kill for real though. You know what I'm saying? They can't go like, because he said the feeling is based off evolution. That don't make no goddamn sense. A person already be having feelings whether they evolved or not. You know what I'm saying? So you can have a child that conduct their feelings way better than another child that run all over the crib and, pardon me, drink all the household cleaning appliances. And they got to go to the hospital real fast. And what made their sibling that's 1 or 2 years younger or older didn't do that. And so when you talk about a feeling and stuff, there ain't no such thing with evolving, because neither one of them children will even have them feelings or unless they grown up and evolved. So obviously a feeling ain't something that evolved. A feeling is something that's already there. How a person conducted is something else. So yeah, this is a little weird right here. I don't know.
I mean, why does it all matter? Everyone's done.
A baby be happy and start smiling just because it's not in an adult or teenager or older kid body to understand the feeling. To be like, oh, I'm happy, don't mean it ain't experiencing feeling that being happy, because you know your kid ain't happy when it's crying. And you keep trying to stuff a bottle in his mouth knowing that goddamn it ain't thirsty or it ain't tired or nothing. It just needs you to scratch his ass. You know what I'm saying? You ain't thinking about scratching his ass and shit, so you gotta stay up all night and shit.
I don't even know that.
Until eventually you take off the pamper and then the baby stop crying and you have to scratch your head and realize, oh, this whole time I'm thinking I don't know what to do. I'm going crazy. Oh, my baby just needed their ass scratched.
Why? You're asking fundamental existential questions. This is great, Mr. Ham.
But why?
The idea is to pass your genes on to the future.
But
and that's a little hidden gem for y'all. When a baby keep crying and you keep trying to give it something to drink, I don't mean to call the baby it, but that's just for whatever gender it is, little boy or little girl. As a baby, baby's beautiful, right? But it doesn't seem like they're tired, they're frustrated, right? Or you keep trying to give the baby something to drink and they're not trying to take it or whatever the case may be. And it might not always be that they're constipated or whatever case, but that could be a lot of times too. Here's a hidden trick. Take off they pamper and rub their ass for a second. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee that it'll solve 90% of a lot of y'all problems and shit like that. A lot of y'all don't be knowing it be the material on them cheap ass pampers. The goddamn it, the baby ass needs scratched and can't scratch it. And don't even know what elbow body ligament to even move in a direct direction for that to even be the case. You know, so all they know how to just do is this. So you gotta be the stronger spirit, the more adult spirit at that time.
They're gonna die and be done too. So
but maybe they'll achieve great things and inspire us. Maybe they'll find out what happened before the Big Bang.
What does it matter?
Maybe they'll determine whether.
Think about it like this: you having a Coogee sweater on or something like that without a beater or without a t-shirt. Eventually, throughout the day, you're going to start moving around. Okay, take that into your consideration of your child that still got pull-ups or pampers on and things of that nature. And just imagine that possibly could be their ass. You know what I'm saying? Real shit.
Whether or not the core of Jupiter is hydrogen acting like a metal, or if it's really metal.
Why does that matter to them?
Jupiter ain't no damn metal. Jupiter is a cycle that condensed with this atmospherical cycle that produced the motherfucking cell salts that we see in this damn reality. So during those periods of time, we see the sun in that distance, right? That's the spermacedes being produced. So it's particular times, astronomy, astrology, what it means to us, how we got these cell salts and spermacede and an anatomy. We could actually experience that, and we know how the seasons transition. So for the most part, when he talk about Jupiter, he just talking about the cell salts that's being produced when the sun is in what we so-called call Pisces, so-called call Cancer, and so-called call Sagittarius. So that'd be the exaltation Cancer, and that would be the masculine ruler Jupiter and effeminate sun when it's in Pisces. And just those distances and those angles, for the most part, is what's representing those cell salts. Now, when the sun ain't there, we're able to keep track of those cycles on its own, and based upon distance and position, we know that we're in a 24-hour cycle. So if something gonna be a little bit more in distance, we know that cycle gonna move a little slower. So this is how we're keeping track of the cycle, not actual planets, of Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. You see what I'm saying? And then we get into outer concepts and three ascendants or whatever the case may be when we start to talk about Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, that come from the concept of the three positions of traveling to the west, of understanding the hidden pillar when the sun is in its three positions of the 90-day season of summertime or Sumerian text when the sun is in, goddamn it, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. And then for the most part, it was like the pyramids, it was a different way of telling time. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Symbols and telling times, hieroglyphics.
When they're done.
Because maybe we will discover a new source of energy that will power the whole
So
world.
whoever think those are actual 3 fixed stars that someone was aligning, you ain't gonna never see them fixed stars and with your naked eye or no satellite, and any history text is gonna be some damn Egyptian Europe type shit telling you it's some 3 stars and there's some men trying to play that shit and making allegories around it and things of that nature. So you need to understand the natural concept of astronomy, astrology, and anatomy before you get lost in watered down versions of it, of people trying to get rich off shit.
World based on this new physics.
And why does that matter when they know?
Because what we do is live. The meaning of life is to live.
And astrology itself came from the natives.
Your genes
And I debunk anybody, any weak ass astrologer online or astronomer or astrophysicist. And if you were astrophysicist, you wouldn't even try to debate me because you already would know y'all shit based off native hobbyism in the most pure state. Then if it was a person that was trying to teach astrology or astronomy or whatever, I just had my way with them just by telling them you on American soil. You wouldn't even know what you know without Europe. And Europe got everything from me, dude. Chill out. Sit down somewhere. What is you, a Knight Templar?
Hey, you live now, pass your genes on, and then you die, you're done. I still don't understand why.
So why would you leave the world worse than you found it?
I mean, if
That's
you,
my question. Why would you be obsessed with teaching people that humans are not causing climate change? Why would you take a book's word for it when you could discover the world for yourself?
actually,
That's the mystery. to
humans
me.
did cause climate change.
Why do I always gotta refresh it though? Just to why do they even so it ain't even no point in even having the motherfucking shit. Am I back on yet? Man, how ain't I back on? Damn, it ain't back on? It's not making no damn sense. So it ain't gonna come back on. Why isn't it coming back on? Oh, I'm about to say, goddamn, man, ain't no goddamn point of even having that YouTube. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, you might as well even stop it then. And not even to have people have a StreamYard to even review videos because y'all constantly just trying to get rich. So what's the point? So yeah, I'm gonna stop reviewing videos in general. With a pop balloon and shit like that, that might be cool, but anything else, I ain't. There's too many people trying to get rich. YouTube became a scam. The whole YouTube shit became a scam in this motherfucking shit. So yeah, I can't participate with the bullshit. But for the most part, this little segment right here could just go towards people can name something So let me go ahead and put on so I could be looking at the comments or whatever the case may be. And people could put a name and we'd go to that astral world and stuff like that. Just break it down. Then we go to the next name, next name, next name. So this like a new little game that can be played online to see how to raise people's comprehension skills and to see how far people can go as far as if you're going to be online and be a conscious teacher. We got to find new ways to teach and stuff like that. So I'm creating templates and stuff like that that kind of test a person's mind. And when it comes to testing a person's mind, that's based upon, you know, how much, and I don't want to say generative principle, but since y'all into these things, how many layers of reality can you get to the center of the goddamn contact bar or whatever the case may be? You know what I'm saying? And then that'll let people know how comprehended you are or your level of intelligence. So for an example, I start first, right? Box. I just said anything, box. Now, even going to that, what does a box contain? So we got to break down the emanation, then the character, then the expression. So the emanation is going to be tied to the sentiment or whatever the case. So we already know the expression it has because we can see a box. Now we already know the goddamn it character it has. It could be a container. So when we understand the sentiment or the emanation of that, right? You could go to that very place and create any kind of container that can box something in. So for the most part, when we start to look at the sentiment of the characters, things that could be encapsulated, and then when we start to look at all those forms in the world, the expressions, anything that something could be in, now we can start to go to the universal law where God is at and start to have actual judgment. Is this essence, substance of, without it being a word, come down in astronomy, astrology, and anatomy as being a box, and the meaning that it has and how it plays out in reality is being done in its natural state for things to evolve as box can expand in more intellectual ways in existences, or a box is being used to contain things that's currently there to actually just sit and sustain and become something prehistoric after a while, where after a while another container has to be created and whatever previous one is being upholded can no longer even sustain itself within some new form based upon being outdated, out structured, out mathematically calculated and everything because of the new shift. So when you start to look at it like that, you're able to come down. Now, let's say you are J.J. Uriel. Now, I went to the essence world. Boom. I went to that world, see what it was. Now, see the meaning of it. Oh, things containing from mentally to physically. Then go to the anatomy. Now, if I see a cocoon, okay, that's a good, healthy God container from the essence of that mechanism. Now, if I see a jail, that may not necessarily be a container that I seen God represent in some way, shape, or form. Now, if we need to go into details, let's think about the outcome based upon the starting point of whatever group of spirits is in that same space that only got a handful of ways or a handful of thought forms to come to even come to that agreement of the essence of where boxes come from in the first place. Now, when we see boxes being utilized for ill practices and self-serving gains and stuff like that, then there's going to be a lot of holes you can poke in whatever concept that group of spirits develop that box and the meaning behind it, which is what they're going to contain in it. Then once you are a vessel for God, and I'm not saying this for the jail industry or whatever, I'm just making this an example. If you are the vessel for God, you are able to come down and judge what kind of box is coming from the essence of God, or it's coming from a man and their narcissism or not, and shit like that. And then therefore, whatever circumstance start to play out from the interaction of those two energies and stuff like that will be what's most intelligent, and nothing beat God. Nothing could beat God. Have to be somebody who's trying to be God, that God will destroy, even trying to do that in some way, shape, or form. So you got to keep that in mind too. You can't be God and stuff like that. So really, it just meant the one that God destroyed, the person who made the negative container only contained themselves. And that's how God destroyed them. Because God was something self-serving, and God ain't had nothing to do with that kind of concept. So you can only self-reflect. So you self-reflect where you at. So you need people where you at, misery, love, company. So you like being in a box and being in some type of container. You're going to want to be the god of that demonic world as a whole. You're going to be the one. You're going to want to be the one that's in control of putting everybody else in a box. You get it? So in this cycle we all be in, you end up dying being in a box. People you was putting in a box end up standing on top of your box, speaking for you. And hopefully it ain't too negative. So the whole time, let's say you created a whole jail system. Your mind was in jail the whole time, no matter who you gave 10, 20 years to. You was in jail at home when you was off. You was at jail when you was working there, being that judge or that CO or whatever the case may be, and things of that nature. So you just caught a whole bunch of spirits of people you put in there. Wow, you think you ain't there. And when you die, that's the world you go to. And you might even be still stuck in your body in some way, shape, or form. Or you come as a weaker race, someone that's stuck in a mental box and can't fully express themselves, or be a person that constantly go back to the energy that they put out in the world. So that becomes their organ and their actions from that mentality that they was putting out in the world as an atmosphere, no matter what side they was on. This is what you're into. So that's what spiritual space you in, that you try to drag others or participate with others in, and don't go nowhere else on no astral travel. So even if you were someone to create that circumstance, when you die, you're going to be a person that still go back to that circumstance, whether you're on a negative or positive end of it. That's just what you like to do. You like to be around jail bars. You know what I'm saying? One lifetime, you was putting people in it, watching them in it, talking to them in it, dealing with others that you made up. Oh, this the Saint birds flock together, be together. Oh, I know how to read people that like to be in places that I could be in a position to put them in a cage. And then you be in other situations where you on the opposite end, you get put in a cage, then that just become your little cycle. But we all come back here. We ain't all going, ain't no feeling inside to go out there. It's what we create from the inside, we create it out there. And we see how that's inevitable in all kind of circumstances and situations. You know what I'm saying? So now that's just talking about box. We get even deeper than that. But that's just what I'm actually talking about when y'all can just start naming names and we can get into it. So it could be anything, a person, place, or thing. All of these come from an essence of something. And let's say you're talking about a person and you name a name. They're going off a template. And if they haven't made up their own nickname, or that spiritual name, or that physical name that they got don't fully represent them spiritually, then for the most part, you will be able to break down situations that person be going through that they be thinking was out of their hands, and it's just some normal stuff going on, and it's just negative at the moment. But no, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? And some people get born with names that, they were so spiritually strong, depending on how colonized the geographical location you in, your parents or whoever named you may still give you a name, but by default, sometimes they still get the urge to give you a nickname too. So that nickname be really your real name, and the other name just be your matrix name, your social security name, your government name. That those different terms for matrix name. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Because once you get named after somebody else's family, you colonized. So once your first, middle, and last name is Don Julius Caesar, you know what I'm saying? You completely under some, you know what I'm saying? You got a matrix name. you got a whole birthing into Star Wars concept going on and shit. Somebody said, okay, travel. Now, well, travel in itself is just reaching from one state to another, from one point of reference till its expiration date, from dimness to brightness, distance to closeness. So when we just talk about travel itself is just knowing when you are experiencing change or separation. So anytime you are experiencing, in its most simplest concept, change or separation, you are traveling. Anytime you are experiencing stuck and condensing, you are not traveling. And you could take that in a simple context and add layers to it. Once we make it simple, now you could go deep. In the mind, it's the same way with your spaceship. When you're inside of it as a spirit,
and how it bends in and play out as your body also. So when your life and your mind is experiencing a lot of changes, right, or experiencing a lot of separation, then that's you traveling. So you separated from your location and went on vacation. You separated from a previous thought and start thinking of other thoughts. So when your friends were still selling dope and you went to basketball practice, or you went to Tyra Banks walking next best model practice, or things of that nature, yeah, you came from the same background, but you changed a thought and you separated from thoughts that was condensing you. So you changed and separated. Oh, pardon me. You changed and separated, and then you start to experience travel. So mentally, you had different thoughts, more an expanded mind, more thoughts and feelings than they had. They ain't start thinking about going to basketball practice. They ain't start thinking about going to Tyra Banks walk model practice. See what I'm saying? Volleyball practice, whatever the case may be. Then physically, now your school or your college got y'all playing everybody around the world. You physically traveling now. Y'all getting on bus rides. Y'all getting on airplane rides. Y'all traveling from different sides of town to go fight the other high school or the play. You see what I'm saying? So as it is in heaven, as it is on earth, travel. But we do physically it play out in reverse, and we think we're actually doing it, but wherever you go, there you are spiritually. So that's where you know. Anytime you're experiencing change or separation, you're traveling. Anytime you're experiencing condensing or being stuck, you're not going anywhere. So, and it play out in reverse down here. If you even stuck and conformed, you're going to play that out physically. Even if you're doing everything in the world, you may be going to work the same time your family and your friend or associate or coworker is going to work, and y'all both there, but you're stuck in your circumstance and you're getting paid just like them, but yet they're evolving based off other type of concepts that manifest into the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension. They may be better at money handling than you, or they may be better at wherever their mind is in. Trust me, it's separate from yours, and it's something you might need to change. See what I'm saying? So for the most part, this is when you start to experience as it is in heaven, as it is on earth. The outcome of you being stuck because mentally you stuck somewhere. So when we start to talk about travel, that's how you make it simple, where you ain't going nowhere as a spirit. You're just emanating the essence of it in God's world, all possibility, Waka Taka, great spirit. Then when you start to deal with father and mother, you have that time and you have that feeling of it, that time of reference. Oh, I feel or think that I'm stuck or confined, or I feel or think that, excuse me, that this is changing from one time to another, cocoon to a butterfly. You know what I'm saying? Or separating from one thing that once upon a time I was inside of, but the separation is showing me that I'm not inside of something that I once was before I knew I was inside of something at all, mentally or physically, and things of that nature. And then for the most part, boom, as a spirit, you're in that space of emanating that as a spaceship, then actually emanating that as an experience inside of that spaceship, inside of that mind. Then teamwork makes the dream work, playing that out in reality like it's an actual existence. You know what I'm saying? So we make that real, but we truly come from that space of traveling first before we even play out in a 1, 2, or 3rd dimension, that whether you're physically traveling or not, based off your outcome and your emanation of thoughts, going to show all the confirmation if you a traveling spirit or not, you a wandering star or not. You know what I'm saying? Because the star ain't the spirit, the star is the mentality, wandering mentality, and you the spirit inside of it, the soul inside of it. Mm-hmm. The space that's unseen. Once you peel back that layer, can't see it. But you'll be a spirit that feels so naked and vulnerable, you develop another Lilith, another layer that can be seen or impacted or felt from that realm of reality. And it plays out as a sense of protection, so you don't place yourself into a form of vulnerability. Now I don't know why y'all break it down nouns. I want to talk about rams. Somebody said break down pain. Pain ain't no ram. That's some bias or something like that. So you're just a person who want to stop feeling pain. It'll be a reason why you feeling pain. Name that. So as you going through pain, because what, a death, in the family? Are you going through a pain because you broke? You know what I'm saying? Are you going through a pain because your dick little? Or I'm saying it got to be some other kind of concept behind it other than, oh, what's pain? You know what I'm saying? That's La La Land, Washy Who thinking. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Somebody said the Warriors title still. Like I said, can you break down you? You means Uriel. So anytime y'all hear somebody say you, they talking about me because I am you. So if you watching the Matrix, and then the key maker be like, when Neo walked in and be like, "Who is you?" Like, dude never started talking about me. So that's how you know dude is a fraud. Do some imitation or some shit like that. Some faulty program imitation shit that don't even exist for real. Just some small existence in the world somewhere that animals rule. But yeah, like, because he's supposed to start talking about me. Like when Neo asked him, "Who is you?" He was supposed to say, "I'm a fraud emanation, fake robot version of Archangel Uriel, and I'm playing out this energy of I'm you, this feeling of that led you here, and I'm you, knowing damn well whoever was Captain Colonel, I'm the feeling that led him to America. Well, I led him to even create the Matrix, to even create everything. Everything is trying to find the one, and the one who created it all at the beginning, that's me." So I got confused at that part of the Matrix. But then he was like, when Neo was like, "Who is you?" Like, that's what he was supposed to start saying. He was supposed to start saying, well, I'm this emanation of something that led us to try to figure out this program of why we can't stop fucking Indians and why we got to get rid of Americans. Because everything is native hobbyism. I know a lot of y'all don't see it that way, but that's how the natives see it. So the natives is all about us, all about me. You know what I'm saying? So it's all anytime you start talking about, yeah, we destroyed the last 6 programs. So that means the last one, they just got to get rid of the natives. So they done made a colony in Africa. They done made a colony in Japan. They done made a colony. That's all. You got to take it like that. You got to take it like that. That's what y'all be understanding stuff. Like anytime you start hearing an agent start talking about how they feel about things in the Matrix movie, man, you're hearing directly what a Mason thinks. Yeah, that's why they felt it was so important to put it in they goddamn ritual movies. All they movies is rituals that they got y'all there and shit. It's all Christianity. Christianity is a racist mind state. So anybody preaching Christianity, you a person that worship the God that hate natives, and thou shalt not worship another God, aka the native God, Wakantaka. And we have to get rid of that nation. And y'all have to be Knight Templars. So y'all being trained in the mind, that's especially with the King James Bible. That's specifically for that. You know what I'm saying? And Catholicism. All of that is about Archangel Uriel over here in the Western Hemisphere, so in the most pure state and things of that nature. Now, if you a person that's in a Hebrew Israelite, or whatever the case may be, you a Knight Templar to destroy the Arabs. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Pan-African, you a Knight Templar to destroy Africans. Get everybody on that slave boat. All y'all are Knight Templars to get people on slave boats from some type of Masonic goddamn mental template. I said that they wouldn't even knew how to do without interacting with the natives. So this replaced the natives is the original Masons. So you got the native, then you got the Mason. You know, so anytime you see a Masonic practice, research Native American something, and I guarantee you a Native American was doing it first. You know what I'm saying? In Europe, they had Goth. They had all that sailor man shit and shit. They ain't had no spirituality or nothing. So if you're on American soil and you practicing Christianity, masonry, or whatever, you practice anti-nativism. That's all it is. It ain't nothing else. It's native. It's native anti-nativism. Because that was the best thing y'all did in y'all whole concept. To destroy somebody else's government, which government is God. So that's it. And then they throw their rock and hide their hand. So it's more like this. Oh, well, y'all couldn't get along. No, we got the same philosophy, same ideology, just different philosophies, just like y'all did, just like Europe had. They got their same philosophy, Odin and stuff, just different ideologies. Russia just thought different than France. Okay, we did the same thing over here with nations. We got the same goddamn philosophy, the Great Spirit. It's just we had we got some different ideologies. But our God allowed us to get along better. Y'all God still got y'all fighting. Y'all create superiority and claim y'all God is better because y'all destroyed our government. And blamed it on the failing of a civilization is everything the natives did. Sometimes make the women seem like that's a false starting point. You're hearing it from the native. We didn't make the women more important. We didn't make our mothers and grandmothers the ruler. We just was naming stuff after them, and they dressed us up because they had the wisdom of the nature to know the meaning behind the things. And when we wear it, it's the sense of badgery or the sense of kinship or the sense of brotherhood or sisterhood up under mama and father's breath. You know what I'm saying? They took that concept, and anytime you do that naturally, they'd take it away from you and create some law around it. Now that they the only ones could do it. But they make it seem like they ain't doing that, and you ain't got no business being upset. Yet they doing it on your land. Like, you could have just kept doing that in Europe, then. How is that kind of like that's why I don't really even get into politics like that. Unless if somebody trying to force me to get into that shit, I'm just gonna talk about it from common sense. The actual native history of it or the native concept of it now. I don't know how to talk about it retarded. I don't know how to be dumb. I don't know how to be lost. And hopefully we ain't got no online shit that's trying to force everybody to be like that, or you do your property. But I just won't talk about shit. If people's beliefs get crushed just because a person talking about something in common sense or something like that, and we don't need people in rulership with some high mental illness beliefs. I just stop there. I don't think about it no deeper. You know what I'm saying? Don't think about it no deeper than that. Somebody take it deeper, they going to hell on their own volition, because whatever they doing it. They ain't stopping doing. They doing it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? If somebody run you off the road, you ain't gotta get lost in their energy and you start running people off the road like you got some self get back or entitlement or something like that. You need to know whoever ran you off the road, man. You ain't the first person, and you ain't gonna be the last. And they're gonna run one person off the road. That shit, they're gonna run themselves off the road. So you ain't gotta worry about a thing. So why even spend any other second after it happened on that smack monkey ass motherfucker who don't need to be on the road anyway? And they're on the road based upon shit that these individuals made legal, like alcohol and shit like that. Oh, I'm saying. So yeah, you just gotta peep game, man. It's all a mental thing and stuff like that. When you get your mentality straight, you become a mental Jedi. And when you become a mental Jedi, you know what I'm saying, you look like a star from space down here. Now you actually free. And you could apply yourself as will. Like I'm Yoda. I'm the first Yoda. I'm Yoda when Yoda was young. I told y'all we going back to the old time, back in the beginning time now. So I'm Yoda at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So the origin of, because the whole Melchizedek story and stuff, that's all what Yoda is and stuff like that. That's a person who got no genealogy and stuff. Like, people who be reading the Bible, they don't be know what they talking about because they already indoctrinated or they came on a boat. You know what I'm saying? I always tell y'all it's astronomy, astrology, and anatomy. So when we say anatomy, that means people actually doing these things. When we talk about astrology, that means actually knowing the meaning for yourself. When we start to talk about astronomy, we know that this is periods of time out of the year. So weekly, monthly, yearly, right? Now you good to go. Now you can take that 3 hemisphere and put it into anybody else's expression and character. Just go into the sentiment. So you'll know that's what the cuneiform concept is, or however the case may be. The triangle, whatever the case may be, other people stepping on and shit like that, all kind of sentiments people trying to break down into that lost concept. Well, I had another point too, but y'all get it. So oh yeah, the other one, Jesuit intellect, Jewish literature, Masonic art. You know what I'm saying, you'll understand the bullshit they trying to dump on the Western Hemisphere. The little god that they claim destroyed the native gods and stuff. You know what I'm saying? All kind of shit. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Father, Mother, Son, brain, heart, dick. You know, if you want to go back to phallic religion concepts with their Egyptian African mentality, how they took over the Africans, just 300 to 400 years ago. You know what I'm saying? With the shit that they taught y'all, you thought it was 2,000 years ago or something like that. They made y'all think it was 2,000 years ago or some shit. So they getting rich off some 2,000-year-old money and shit. You know what I'm saying? Real shit, getting rich off fake ass 2,000-year-old concepts. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Somebody said all this solipsism and spirituality. I don't know what the hell you talking about. I don't know what the hell you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I think you might be a robot. You know what I'm saying? A little psyop robot. You know what I'm saying? When you got the real holy knowledge and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You're the only thing that could be all things at once. Omnipresent. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Anything else is in some type of lost mental illness. So whatever they came up with, the sentiment probably trash. So when I start seeing words like solipsism and softless and all that, man, I don't give a fuck about nothing that got to do with theos. You know what I'm saying? That should do with nothing that got to do with theos in this motherfucking shit. All that shit is thank you so much for the Cashapp Nicole. I appreciate that from the bottom art. Oh shit. Somebody said, man, I posted the war. Man, who keep writing about the Warrior movie? You know what I'm saying? I just know, bro. The Warriors, and the Warrior ain't about nothing but the damn parade. Every time y'all seeing a parade in New York and stuff like that, y'all seeing a new celebration about the Warrior. The Warrior movie is about the Sons of Liberty. You know what I'm saying? Every movie is native hobbyism and stuff like that. So the Warriors is, hey, let's copy Indians because they call themselves animals and warriors and stuff like that. And let's do this for real with the power and the might and the sword or some shit. So that was the early stages of making deals and dumping guns and drugs into the community and giving one little cartel more than the other, and then having them go to war with each other. And then that's how they could create laws and stuff like that and rampage, throw they rock and hide their hands. So they're being mental thugs by having y'all actually be physical thugs. And it's like that kind of concept. So that's the whole Warrior movie is about. So, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like they be creating weird atmospheres and their mental concepts of what it mean to be their superhero in their mind that they call God. God is weird. You know what I'm saying? Thanks so much for the Cash App, La Porsche. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Like, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like thinking you a god because you could get rid of some feelings and kill, other than not understanding your atmosphere and your nature is what you're creating to become your next organ and shit. So you're just pushing out atmospheres of hate and pushing out atmospheres of killing and stuff like that. Like that's your dance. You got a negative dance. You put negative vibes in the world. So your spirit always go into that atmosphere and environment. So that environment be so dry and things, you even come in type of bodies like that and shit like that. You always got some type of other illness with you, and you need to drink from something else. So it's like unhealthy spiritual cycles that people be on a life path that they have to get out of and shit. Somebody said, what you think about stocks? Somebody said, we came up with Baby Yoda. They gave us growth. Man, Yoda, everything came from me. I don't give a fuck what it is. If it was made in America, no one would have had the idea unless they was on America. So I don't care. We talk about Germans being seamen. Man, they had coming over here to the Clovis people on their mind. I'm the original Clovis. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me how to think. Y'all can pull that stuff off with the government or whatever, how they put in y'all information books for you to be indoctrinated with it. They can pull that off with the they property, or however the case may be. You can't even convince a native we traveled here. We came out the land, out the water. So we don't even come from the mind state of everything starts with traveling and settling. We don't even got that. They just all try to get rid of our history. Well, they can't get rid of our history because you listening to a native. But when y'all start from their history, That's y'all starting. Y'all think everybody was hunter-gatherers and had to travel somewhere else by the necessity or something. Like, that's only one spiritual groups of people. That's not everybody. Some people got colonized, some people had their own government, and some people had their own government but had to go elsewhere. That's it. That's your genealogy. If you don't know how to start it at that template, something wrong with you. You're gonna be lost in all kind of concepts and stuff like that. You can't be lost in no concepts. You have to know where you at to know where you're going. You have to know where you came from to know where you're going. Or you just be lost all over the place in this world. You know what I'm saying? This world ain't a good place for your mind to be lost in. Trust me, this is not a good world for your mind to be lost in any capacity. Real shit. Well, I'm sad. So yeah, any concept on American soil was made or people would have look, trust me. If I left somewhere and drew a picture, wherever I went motivated me to draw that picture. If someone was to ask me, hey, what was you thinking about when you drew that picture? Right? I'd be like, I traveled here. I did this, that, and the third. I interacted with these people, or I seen this flower. And there's the, you know what I'm saying? And the more and more I get away from where I was at and came out the land of water, the more and more I have to give credit to whatever influenced me. And that's just nature. I don't give a fuck what coping mechanism you put around it. So I don't give a fuck how much money you got. What's a fact is a fact. So if you're on the Western Hemisphere, I don't give a fuck if you a German. Your whole any movie about somebody coming on a boat, you was motivated by where you was going and the people there. So that get into clothing, dressing like animals, animism, astrology, astronomy, anatomy, or everybody will be excited to learn Europe shit. No one be excited. Everybody be trying to get away from that shit. No one even care about the Julius Caesar words no more and shit like that. Everything y'all touch start to get watered down and shit. Man, that's a reason to that. We're not about to leave nature. We're not about to act like reality ain't reality. Now, y'all can get lost in y'all mind all y'all want, but the native is realistic with the spirituality. Not no foggy land shit. Just like the shit I seen on the news the other day. They showed some albino ass nigga or something like some dude up there. They like arresting people for non-crimes nowadays and stuff. So I'm starting to think like the government not working hard or something like that. Like y'all got to become more creative because they think the whole bunch of bullshit that they locked them up. I'm like, man, we got goddamn drug lords, goddamn it, cartel murderers in all kind of different countries, immigrants and shit like that, and y'all wasting y'all time with watching some retard online or something like that. And they said that I forgot what they said he did, but I'm like, damn, this is like throwing your rock and hide your hands, because I could have swore that's where all y'all taxes go. All y'all taxes and donations to politicians go towards them to have parties and them to make campaign events and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all tax dollars don't be going to shit, but for these people to do nothing. So like anytime I be listening to the news sometimes and they start breaking down stories like they're arresting people, but the whole reason don't even be a crime. It'd be something like they're worried about people money or something like that. I'm starting to look at this shit like, what the fuck is this? Is the government going broke? And they just trying to find a way to take everybody's money or something like that? I'm like, what kind of shit is that? Work hard, bitch. Go work for your shit. Get creative. Make some movies. Shit. If I see a cold ass new movie, I'm gonna go see it. You ain't got to do no scamming shit and things of that nature. Get creative. What happened to Walt Disney family? These weak ass people that's in government right now, I don't know what the fuck going on. Y'all kind of like on some weirdo shit that y'all ain't even using y'all creativity. Online could be used for so much creativity other than goddamn Fed CIA shit. Or that could be even done better. All this new technology and shit like that. We could have been had the new Matrix or presented just on YouTube. YouTube could have been the new blockbuster, goddamn it, Tinseltown by now, where we already low-key getting prepared for the Jetsons. It's being used for psyops and political gain and shit. It's like making it weird. Like it's retarded a little bit. Then like shit, the money could be there. It doesn't have to be in this retarded way. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be done if motherfuckers allowed to be creative. Once motherfuckers got a second question how much they got to express their creativity, we got some other energies going on at the moment. And I don't think it should be everybody's problem that is dumped on based upon self-reflecting and shit. And I be thinking, if motherfuckers be reaching some sorrows or be reaching some height on some practice or whatever the case may be, man, that shit better be working as above, so below. Why I don't be working as below? And if we about to try to justify it, the as below, how it worked, we only justify it based off chilling and rulership. No, that ain't it. No wonder nobody want to be like that. I'd rather spin like James Brown then. You know what I'm saying? Nobody be wanting to be like King James. Yet it's like getting forced down your throat. So what kind of weak, small dick energy is this? Where, yeah, I want you to know who I am. I want your validation. I just want to know it from a distance. Hey, do you love me? Roses are red, violets are blue. Who I'm gonna put this person on the other side of the classroom name at the bottom though, and then sneak the paper on somebody's desk and shit like that. Then when they read it, and then they look at the person other name you wrote on there, and if they go up to the person and be like, oh, I like this letter, this person ain't gonna know what they talking about, but you looking at it from a distance like, oh, they like it, oh, they like it. Oh, what kind of weak ass spirit is that? What kind of weak ass shit is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you gotta think sometimes, like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever else is made up out of us, it's just a job. Everything be made up just to get $1. So if it's based off negative shit, it don't no natural shit come from it to get the $1. Shit has to be motivated. You gotta motivate some shit to get the $1. So you gotta like throw your rock and hide your hand. Sad. So it's like, all right, yeah, I could become a lawyer. Let's put a person in a situation that we could create a crime around though. Once it comes to that point, then that's not magic. That's not witchcraft. That's not nothing. That's just greedy, racism, narcissism. What's that concept? Yeah, family, land, and God shit. You know what I'm saying? So in that way, that shit, God just somebody's family at that point. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I don't hear no religion that got anything to do with that. I don't hear nothing that got anything to do with that. That's wrong. It's backwards. You know what I'm saying? It's backwards living. It's organ implosion. It's retarded. It don't know nothing about life. And it's about getting paid off everything in life. And how you going to make something out of life and then think you about to have that to take with you? So when you come back into the world, you just got a weaker organ. That means you just got some weaker organ. Of course, if you get born with 3 toes, you're going to create some extreme nerd energy and jealous gods to get rid of everybody else who got perfectly 5 toes and stuff like that, and then create some system where everybody needs you. If they want 2 toes back on their 3 toes, you create it. So it's like create a problem and solution. Create the world to have small dicks because I was born with one type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, that's weird old people shit. That's weird old man shit. You know what I'm saying? We about to make that spooky. I don't make stuff spooky. I don't like to make nothing spooky. I'm the only esoteric pilot spaceship flying around in existences and universes and shape shifting and stuff like that, and star pilot and walking on star systems. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I ain't no goddamn Luke Skywalker. Luke's stealing from Uriel too. And I don't walk on no damn sky. I walk on the very thing that create the sky, the star itself, the atmosphere. Bitch, I walk on stars. I walk on worlds. You know what I'm saying? I walk on worlds, and then when I step in the universe, worlds light up. And then not no Michael Jackson, no damn sidewalk on someone's magic square in reality video. Goddamn, the guy whoever directed the damn video concept and shit like that, he just lit up the sidewalk and make somebody else happy. No, I'm lighting up universes, making actual all possibility God happy. So God don't even know what something lighting up is without me. I say real shit. If you ain't feeding God, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. No, I don't give a fuck you call it. It ain't no religion. It ain't nothing at that point. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with how you got here. No cure or nothing. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? You got no mental superiority nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I start seeing some real magic, real concept where I see something be like, damn, I want to be like that. You know I'm saying if I can't see that quality, it ain't got nothing to do with God. That shit ain't got nothing to do with God. That shit tainted, whatever it is. Whether it's your grandmother, however the case may be. You know what I'm saying? If your grandmother got to whoop your ass because she ain't had a man that she wanted in high school and things of that nature, other than whoop your ass to teach you a damn lesson or some motherfucking shit, damn, that grandmother damaged. That grandmother wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? Because she just took out something that she should have dealt with herself on you. Not actually did things when it was necessary to tell you not to put your hands on the stove. And when the stove is on and she cooking. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that, giving you the good wisdom and stuff and things. So a lot of times, you know, when you got a physical and an anatomy world, a grandmother who cook, but she don't know how to get no good seasoning and shit, that ain't no soul food. A dry ass chicken, dry as a baked chicken and shit, like no seasoning, soaking marinara sauces and stuff like that and shit. Oh, sad. What is this shit? This nasty ass shit. So that your grandmother don't got the essence of the grandmothers of all grandmothers in them and stuff. So they ain't got no wisdom. So 9 times out of 10, you get some food from your physical grandma that don't know how to get no good seasoning. Inside, she's dry, toxic, and stuff like that. She wasn't nurtured right and shit. And then the goddamn grandma or grandmas, you ain't got that energy either in your life and shit. So you need to know and peep game. You know what I'm saying? That come from energies of spiritual races, root races, and phenotypes that lack wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So goddamn, it ain't got no good seasons and sauces. It even play out in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no good abilities to mix together no good seasoned sauces and shit in the bubblegum shrimp. You know what I'm saying? Lemonade shrimp. You know what I'm saying? Kool-Aid packed strawberry shrimp. You know what I'm saying? Pumpkin spice latte shrimp. You know what I'm saying? All kind of little ceiling fan shrimp. Bubblegum Ray shrimp, Life Flights of Boston chocolate shrimp, all that shit. Lieutenant Dang shrimp. I was like, Lieutenant Dang. Shit. Somebody said, Uriel, can you break down why the natives used a fish to represent Leo, but the other fire signs are birds? Because it's about nature. It's about thinking about what we see during that period of time, the real astronomy, astrology, and anatomy and shit. So we go pick salmon. You know what I'm saying? Salmon at that time and get a lot of attention during that sun cycle. Would ever get a lot of attention during that sun cycle. And then it's just sometimes like a lot of times y'all be getting even to these powwows and stuff like that. Like 80% of the people sometimes be like, it just be white people that's into keeping up native culture, and then they have some natives there though, but a lot of times it be that. So when y'all get on Google, sometimes it'll be showing that and things of that nature. But sometimes when you get on Google, it be information relayed from someone who was talking to a native, and that specific tribe may have called it that specific animal, but truly it's our philosophy. Just they may have been talking to someone with a different theology. So for an example, if the philosophy is the Great Spirit, the Lakotas and things and Sioux, we might be into Wakantaka, but others may be into other things, but we still consider it as Great Spirit. So same way how Europe do it, they'd probably have Odin, but then they'd come up with other shit. Jesus for France, James for Russia, or and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So just calling something that we give important in nature beyond an animal, because everything has a spiritual nature to it. Anything that's of most importance during that particular time, we will call it that nature. And, you know, animals sometimes be the first representation. So it could be a salmon at that time because it's in the middle of summer, right? It could be a shark because, you know, sharks reach sea level to eat the smaller fish during that particular time. So depending on the spirit or the tribe, that same type of philosophy, Great Spirit, will be filtered through a different ideology based off the template of animism. You know what I'm saying? So that's just understanding how you could be in a position of, if we was to write like Europe and them wrote with their concepts, then y'all would have books like to be able to understand it from the native perspective. But we got it now since y'all got streams like me and other individuals. Shout out to the Navajo tribe. Shout out to the Cree tribe. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of other tribes and things of that nature that's, you know, pushing this shit online. But those are strongest right now, such as Catawba. You know what I'm saying? Sioux, which I'm pushing. Navajo was they a lot of them was pushing and shit like that. Cree. And then we just need a lot of other individuals. And then a lot of y'all got more a percentage scale of native in y'all that y'all not even paying attention to, especially if you live in California, Ohio, the Carolinas and stuff like that. And a lot of y'all need to start accessing more of your more percentage scale genealogy and then mix and blend it with the lesser once you understand your skin type or your phenotype, however the case y'all got to do it, and then start to blend it together, even if you have to come together and create something new, just like FBA and stuff like that. Like if you ask me, I think Pan-Africans and Aboriginals should all join FBA because that's the right way how y'all supposed to look at yourselves and things of that nature. Other than that, I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all in some type of slave boat template, like just like the Arab, the Muslim, the Hebrew Israelite, the Christian. Y'all all in some type of same shit, just in different sections. So if you want to see the Atlantic slave trade, man, a lot of times I ain't even dealing with a real boat. But if it was a boat, that's whoever didn't have no rulership, that's how they brought all over here and built it. But really, it's dealing with a mental mummifying of whatever ruler that they trying to make the world out of and built in, and create that mental slave ship for every individual that they're going to have be the physical slave also, and the Knight Templars and shit. So, each section of that and that itself represent mental colonizing, mental colonization. Put their ass in a colony. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it like this. Y'all hear how I say business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics, right? You're in their world. They look at it like, well, not their world, but you're in their circumstance of creating a situation around property and making funds around it based upon the resources of lands. So, when you're in this situation, right, and making up false concepts with that's what they think what it means to be a god or something like that. But here's the thing. You're in one of their concepts. Business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics in their way. So you get early indoctrinated and initiated, whether it's through the education system. Let's use entertainment for a second as an allegory. So whether you play sports, music, act, right, you're going to be initiated not knowing who you even initiated with. And based upon whoever you get signed to or whatever the case may be, that's going to be that family and group of Masons that's initiating you at the moment, a.k.a. fashioning you up to make them rich. So you could be a voodoo doll in some way, shape, or form. So if you're a basketball player, 9 times out of 10, you go into a college, joining a fraternity or sorority, right? Then you're going to be the one that went through some form of initiation that's even able to get picked to be a representation or a walking billboard for what they want the other sheep or slaves or how they see things with their faulty, superior minded to actually do things with. And then for the most part, once you got a certain mind frame, these mind frames is being studied as looked at as all possibilities, negative and positive, where it could go. And then based upon you being used up as a voodoo doll, once you're disposable, then they go get someone who could actually in charge it in another way and use you as a lab rat test dummy. And then at the same time, get rich off your ass too, with some little thing that they have created. So for the most part, you just be getting led to certain shit, and based upon you getting old and reaching a certain situation, then they'd be like, Luke, I'm your father. You'll go through some Darth Vader circumstance where they'd be like, yeah, this would led you here the whole time, and do you want access into adding on to this information so you could be a person that raised other individuals up. And then based upon you choose to go into that door or not, it's going to be if they get rid of your ass, aka assassinate your character or kill your ass or put your ass into a situation where, okay, now you are part of the goddamn Blues Brothers. I'm saying, and other than that, that's as far as it goes, as far as they little made up concept that they got y'all in as far as in colonies and shit that they're trying to fully encapsulate over here on the native land. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about nothing else, really. If we want to put it in simple terms. So you kind of pretty much just look at taxes and charity, you making somebody rich. Saying, and they just figuring out a way to make it rich. So, you can't even really get too much notoriety or whatever the case may be without they getting their Birdman hands rubbing and be like, ooh, what is this? What is this? What is this? You know what I'm saying? They try to figure out some way to do with it. So that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the family business. You know what I'm saying? So, you jumping into politics, you learn how to get rich. That's it. You learn how to rock people to sleep. You learn how to create policies and charities and that all go in your bank account or something like that. And for you to get out here and lie and tell people what you get ready to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that ain't go to nothing but your house. You know what I'm saying? It ain't go to nothing but that goddamn candidatial campaign. Say y'all, but you look, y'all got Kamala Harris and them up there still right now asking for goddamn donations and shit like that. Bitch got $72 million and shit. I said, goddamn, what the fuck you do with that motherfucking money? And then you goddamn giving motherfucking $750 for some made up goddamn atmospherical weather change and shit called hurricanes and shit. I was like, ain't that about a bitch? Ain't that about a bitch? God damn. I was like, so we all lost in the goddamn sauce of this motherfucking shit. But yeah, welcome to hell on this motherfucking shit. I was saying where the demons is amongst you. The agents is amongst your ass. They're amongst your ass. That's real shit. You know what I'm saying? So you either a Starship Trooper or you ain't. You know what I'm saying? You either something from space or you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't something from space, you gonna get lost in some computer synthetic world where people frauds act like they in space. So they gotta create the problem, then a solution. Hey, I made a space world for y'all to be in online. So hey y'all, we're the ones invading. You know what I'm saying? And it just get lost with old outdated monkey illness symbolism and shit like that. That just outdated shit that just makes it be like, oh damn, this is fraud. Another way for some humans to make money. I said real shit. This start being like, God damn, man, we're gonna start getting some real shit, some real creativity, imagination, new music, sounds, movies. Imagine, I'm tired of seeing left, right, every movie the same. As soon as I see the first two scenes, that's it. I already know the whole movie. I don't even know if I want to watch it anymore. I say it's like it's always the same shit. Like I'm tired of seeing that. Like you mean do directors or some shit like that. It's away from somebody's father concepts. That's retarded. You know what I'm saying? We got to be away from that. Like far away from that. It's like you can't make 2,000 movies of the same shit over and over again. It don't matter if it's a romance movie, an action movie, or something like that. Some right level. I don't care if you watching Kurt Russell Escape from L.A., Kurt Russell Escape from New York, goddamn Big Man, Little China movie, karate movie, Matrix, goddamn Star Wars. It's the same shit. You're like, goddamn, my eyeballs starting to hurt. I'm watching the same damn shit. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn. The whole goddamn Masonic ritual and practice. They got the nerve to tell y'all, hey, y'all, it's a secret. We're going to kill y'all if y'all figure it out. Well, why you put it in the movie then? Fuck you put it in the commercials then. The fuck y'all put it in eyeballs everywhere. I see you. What the fuck is, Dick Little or something? I was saying, dick big, you just gonna let it hang. I say, hey, man, I'm gonna just let my dick hang. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you know what I'm saying? Just wanna hide my dick. I would never tell. I got a little dick. Oh, we already know it, then. We already know Mr. Burns got a little dick. You ain't got to put it in a cartoon for us to imagine it. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. Like, you gotta think, like, sometimes you gotta think, like, make something simple sometimes. It's not go deep. And once the person go too deep, that's your belief, then. That's your belief. You believe you the Rothschild red coat. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Now, whatever you justified it, oh, yeah, we took over land. We took over popularity or something. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? You can't come out right now and be like, hey, y'all, tuxedos and stuff like that, and the red stripes and American flag, the red coat. Now I'm here now. I'm a changed person. Listen what's coming out my mouth. 4 plus 4 times time, 2 times X power, 2, I'm genius, whatever you say. I don't even give a fuck what you talk about no more. I'm going to think Obama talking again, and whoever you say, whatever, go ahead. Whoever you want me to be a slave to, hey, I'll vote for it. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, but the moment y'all can't do that, the moment it's like, okay, now you know it's tainted. You know something wrong. And we ain't going to get past that. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And we want to point it out. It's about money. That's it. We don't go no further than that. You don't go no further than that. You know what I'm saying? We're not about to add no spooky ho Santa Claus down somebody's chimney. Everybody getting rich found another way to get paid. Made some Christmas season. That's all that is for broke people to go get make them rich again. It's just another tax. Holidays is another tax. Replace holidays with tax. That's it. Oh, holidays coming up. That means hey, taxes coming up. That's it. Oh, so anytime you get 1,000 movies and commercials during a holiday season or something like that, that's let your ass know. Yeah, the global tax is coming up. Nigga, I'll call it holiday. Oh, seriously. Hey, the native don't know how to see it no other way. I don't give a fuck. The native don't know how to see it no other way. Well, how can y'all expect the native to see it any other way? What makes y'all think why y'all put us in colonies and reservations and shit? Because motherfuckers got common sense. What the fuck? Put their ass in a colony. Call it reservation. Oh, they don't put it in that. Oh, shit. The hell else I'm supposed to think? I'm a native. What the fuck?
As soon as we see a goddamn dollar bill, somebody else's grandkid on it. That's it. The thought's already somewhere else. Not like the goddamn property. Property love that shit. They can't wait till y'all put y'all face one of their faces on it and shit like that. Y'all make them feel like they rappers, singers. It's always some Asian, Jew, white man, black man, Mexican man. So y'all always love y'all properties and stuff. Like y'all let them do everything in the world on somebody else's land though. Then secretly make them feel like the people of this land is extinct, disappeared somehow. And shit. Oh, so like, oh, they ain't here no more. The Clovis people disappeared. Oh, what happened to the natives? Like nowhere. We had like reservations and shit scattered out. I said through the Americana. We got destroyed and defeated. That's what happened, bitch. We ain't died. Y'all killed about a couple hundred of them and then like made a whole bunch of other stories because y'all mixing all y'all like migrations over here and like somehow trying to convince them while it's native hobbyism and still making them dress like them and dress like us and shit and like making them think like, oh yeah, what happened to them dinosaurs? Hey, y'all, you killed a good 100 of them. Shit, what the fuck? Like, we still here. What the fuck you talking about? This cat say shit for real. And watch you ain't shit for real, no. Hey, respect everybody's culture. Everybody, I love everybody. I love to watch you too. I love everybody. I respect everybody's background. We have a healthier, goddamn it, and be honest. If we all honest and respect everybody's background, everybody feel more comfortable to be themselves. The music get better. The movies get better. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to watch a whole bunch of things like me. I want to watch something from somebody else's background that take me out my background when I jump in their world. Whether they formulate it as a drawing, a music, a clothing, a art, damn, I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why the government wasting so much time on bullshit. Let's get back to that type shit. You know what I'm saying? Celebrity deathmatch cards type shit like on MTV and all this type of stuff. What the fuck? Y'all should have been, instead of worrying about people online, why ain't y'all make some new fucking, since y'all want to watch people, won't y'all start making people online celebrities again? Make YouTube make people celebrities again and create some real world rule shit y'all selves where y'all in charge of the camera crew and shit like that. So y'all ain't got to worry about to do no secret shit. Y'all got everybody there feeling like they're being successful about something. So now MTV is online now. Now YouTubers and shit could join some real world shit. Man, y'all could do the highest psyop shit in the world. Like y'all, like it didn't make money. It's like y'all backwards. Like y'all ain't intelligent. Like y'all like retarded or something like that. Y'all get more shit like this. Why y'all? It shouldn't even be like this. Know what I'm saying? Like, damn, do y'all need me in these offices or something like that? That's the only way I can think about shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I start thinking about like the old times when y'all used to come over here and so like when it was a cool time. We used to love planning y'all movies. We'd play the Western movies and stuff like that till the native hobbyism became negative and y'all start going back on peace treaties and stuff. And now we had to go back on that too and don't want to play y'all movies because secretly we know y'all being sarcastic. Let's see, we had to go back to that time where the Indian was something to watch. We do our little sun dances, you know what I'm saying? Starwalker, our little ghost dances and stuff like, you know what I'm saying? Tears of the wind. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Y'all make thousands of millions. That's early stages of making millions. I'm saying y'all want to fuck that up. Why y'all want to fuck our deals up? Why y'all want to fuck the early stages of the business up? The early stages of the native, the mason and native. Why y'all want to fuck that up? Because y'all in some superiority shit now and got greedy. I'm like, hey, we almost got it all over with. All right, now chill out, man. Let's go back to the time we was making money, good shit on the land and shit. Let's go back to that. Good creative, good talents, movie scripts and stuff playing out. So that type of shit. Let's get back to that. What the hell going on with y'all, man? I go too far with shit. I mean, go ahead, y'all can finish with this little psyop shit like P. Diddy and shit. All these psyop templates y'all got running. Y'all got like 1,000 of them running right now. You got the P. Diddy one, you know what I'm saying? Got the other ones, got the atmosphere one, global warming one. A lot of templates and shit, man. A lot of these need to be torn down so we get back to that fresh water state again. Fresh fishy water state, Piscean state, when it was like love, that eight-pointed star, Venus morning star concept that we both came together to make. Morning, native, star, R, German, and that's when we was at peace. Morning star. Oh, I'm saying that's when we was at peace. I don't know what the hell going on now. Real shit, man. That shit was love. But yeah, y'all, it's all kind of movies and shit like that. Right now, everything you get right now is remakes. Why is that? You see what I'm saying? Why is that?
We got to think about this type of shit. We got to think. We got to recalculate. Go back to the esoteric drawing board. Hey, we might be doing everything all wrong. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this might be some new gold that in this new shift. You know what I'm saying? We might not need to take every template from the previous concepts and bring it into this type of structure. This could be some new fruitful concept, the way how previously it was once that fruitful and what made everything go extreme. This is a new version of it. Let's not take too much of the old concept that's outdated, and let's see what this new one hitting for. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know y'all like that too. What fraternity do that? Well, y'all know the fraternity, so y'all know that's Brahmanism though. But the two crescent moons and stuff, you know I'm Brahma. Y'all know I'm Brahma. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know Brahma is a native Indian and nothing else. And you got Vishnu, Shiva. You know what I'm saying? Woo. You know what I'm saying? What college y'all made over here on my land, my Uriel's land? To even had that idea. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Now, if everybody already understand this, that's already symbolism. So anytime somebody go where, then we already alien communicating, whether you part of something or not. Now we can start doing other shit with it. So now we getting into other languages now. It ain't what we do, it's how we do it. So if everybody universally know what this means without no secret brotherhood, sisterhood trying to get rich off this, and then we all got this ability to do that anyway, boom, we get on this newly even path, old cocoon get hatched out of. Now we create new butterflies. Now when a person do like this, but do something like that, boom, then what you did with that? It ain't what we do, is how we did it. What that mean? They say, all right, now we can start. Now we start a new process. You see what I'm saying? New language is starting to expand. New oral tradition get created now. New fruits of land, new atmosphere. I guarantee we find a new island. I guarantee we start finding new phenotypes and shit. Guarantee we find new species, bugs in the atmosphere and shit. Guaranteed. So yeah, y'all gotta peep game. That's how shit go on this motherfucking shit. Where just being in life and appreciating life and shit like that. You ain't got to be too stressed out about other retardation and shit like that. But it is fun though, because online, you know, this is a place where our minds could just be released and stuff like that. And can be, I hope they don't make that too toxic though, but this is a place where everybody's mind can release, and everybody can release their trauma, no matter how it come out. Everybody could be like on the Matrix screen and get it out. But we don't want to mess up the freedom of that. You know what I'm saying? Where it becomes a situation where a person has to second question that. And then in real life, they got these things bubbling up, and then it could play out where people trying to find seniority and shit online. So where it's peaceful, a person is free enough to express all their thoughts. And that's where you get the true gems. You can't get the true gems. You getting caught and spot on and shit. And then having the lowest hanging fruit feel like they're intelligent and then start having to chill out on certain things. And then for the most part, what's ever going on with them personally end up being something retracted. Then there's no level of intelligence that could come from that. And there's no level of intelligence a person can even accumulate for themselves. And then who knows where that road leads to and stuff, to the point that it only reach what's inevitable. What's the point of online then? See what I'm saying? If the very same thing online that is supposed to be used for, if not done properly, the very same thing that's supposed to be good becomes bad. No one even wants to get online anymore. So then why put it in that attribute? You know what I'm saying? Got to look at things in its proper context. Make online something fun again. Make online something to do again. Not make it feel like it's a crime or something like that. And if someone with real adult spirit, ideology, train of thought, line of reasoning, there's better ways to put things in a circumstance to be studied in a more attribute. For an example, right? Why y'all think y'all got rehabs based off an alcoholic, right? Now, here's the thing. They say a drunk person speaks a sober tongue, or they speaks the truth. But without it being a person that's drunk, what's actually happening? A person that's in a condition or a circumstance where they're more free than they usually be. They're not at work. They're not around they're out and about doing things to escape from the things that keep them confined, even to the job that they have to be able to do that, to go out with their friend or whatever the case may be. When a person got a lot of pent up energy, they may go extreme that they don't have to. When a person is in that even natural energy anyway, they don't get led off to being extreme, yet they always feel comfortable to be free. And that's when you get a person's truest mentality or actions. So separated from being an aspect of alcohol, and let's place that with online right now. And people got drunk online based upon attention and likes, would allow them to express their truest nature to really get their true information if there is going to be any respectable studying going on. But the moment the lab rat know that the cheese at the end of the maze is being directed, and if the rat look up and start to see, oh, it doesn't matter where I go, I'm being motivated to go to this way and things of that nature, then it makes the rat not even want to do the maze. Then the rat end up just staying in one place or doing something else. Then if this was to be the Matrix, the engineering and the people who's practicing the engineering of the Matrix has a mental illness at a certain degree, or lack some type of knowledge, or need to put them damn selves back in the Matrix or something like that and reevaluate what the fuck travels they was on before they even start being behind the curtain, controlling any knob on the engineer board. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at things within that context. But just in general, you know what I'm saying? We just in a broad, expansive world and stuff where there's a lot of transitions going on, and you know, you have to wake back up. And when we say wake up, that means something has to go to sleep. And when we're looking at it within these contexts, these are mental forms that's developing as your organs for you to even know how you came to be right now, which is reality. That don't have to be a belief. Anything that I speak ain't a belief. It's something I know. You know what I'm saying? So, for an example, if I'm here and there may be some old theologian and I'm in a younger body, yet spiritually I'm in a broader, more expanded space, I can say that I lived longer than them based upon my level of comprehension and the things that they may be stuck up under, that they're unwise to not know that they're up under, and is you being utilized as an internal bias, and that external representation, even if it's a Bible, right, is only utilized to suit something as a vulnerability that you're going through inside. Right now, if I'm in a younger body, but spiritually, I'm able to teach them where they can separate from their religion and take that as a quality that can even help them look at their religion better. Then for the most part, I'm obsolete. I mean, present when it comes into that spiritual concept. You see what I'm saying? So I will be the older one. And the moment that they understand that, they will have to get back into an ego or bias to be like, well, whatever I learned from this individual was in the Bible already. Or they would have to understand that they may be younger spiritually once they have to take that concept, and it gives them a better outlook of how to look at their own Bible based upon their lack of comprehension, based upon the bias that they was already in. So there is no other way to explain that interaction other than one spirit was here longer than the other. So the one that was here longer than the other had those experiences already and moved on to other experiences. So regardless of what was portaled through physically, the theologian could be in an older body, 60, 70 years old, but the spirit who truly been here before that spirit with this carnation, incarnation, reincarnation, already understand what that spirit in an older body at the current moment doesn't understand. So that's inevitable, or there would be a such thing as, if your mother and father only knew what 4 + 4 was, it would be no way for you to have a higher intelligence than that. If there was a such thing with their faulty science of, we already know how many semblance or how many kids a person could have or some shit like that. None of that even makes sense. These are faulty reasonings based off somebody's false starting points. So you got to keep that in mind too. So you have to come from an aspect of knowing. So when I say I know I come from a different space, but it's teamwork makes the dream work. So the only thing that could separate from me and your space is our level of comprehension of how we use in our teamwork makes the dream work. If I made a mind and you made a mind and a similar, both of us going to have a mind and a brain. Now, how we do it is going to represent the spiritual space we in. and things of that nature. So for the most part, that's a knowing. Like you can know someone wiser than you, even if they're younger than you or older. It don't matter how the case may be, based upon how I just explained. So that's a knowing. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, ain't no beliefs coming nowhere on any type of scale or any type of level. You know, and then if it's being dumped down your earlobe, it's for the sake of getting somebody rich. That's it. The end. And don't go no further than that. You know what I'm saying? It'd just be somebody. It'd just be somebody. Getting rich. But just when you talk about spiritual systems and shit like that, that's just what it is, a system for that your spirit having experiences through. And that's why I say view worlds. You don't necessarily need to have a worldview. You just need to view worlds. So when you view worlds, you don't even necessarily have to do no internal critique. Anything a person say would be stupid at that point because it's just a worldview. And then a lot of times people don't even be having their own worldview. So when you start to see the sentiment of the, I know, let me get this trash up out of here. But when you start to see thank you so much for the Cash App, Nancy. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. When you start to see the sentiment of the character that a person is expressing as far as the worldview, then for the most part, all you have to do is view that world. And once you view the sentiment of it, you'll be able to view from whatever lens that worldview come from. And so that's it, though. It's just it ain't like they just emanated something from the world in reality, unless we get ready to talk about it the way I'm talking about it. And then when we get into that aspect, this is why I be calling a lot of stuff mental illness and retardation and stuff, because a lot of stuff don't never need to come out in breath, come out of somebody's head and leave their bathroom up in their goddamn household or New York City complex building. You know what I'm saying? Next to their bathroom or next to their goddamn bedroom. Some of these thoughts never need to leave that area and shit like that. So that I be thinking about it like that sometimes. Real shit. For example, that damn term universe itself and talking about it within the context of the universe is something in the universe. So when we start to talk about the universe having an age, that's looking at the universe like the universe is something in the universe, like a tree. I thought the universe was everything united. So instead of naming everything within a concept, you're given a word for everything and all the names we named in it. So that would be the universe. A term we call to objectify the many things that make up that. The trees, the atmosphere, people. You know what I'm saying? How we get to the point that the universe got an early stage? No, something within that concept had an early stage. There may be a tree that's older than another tree. You know what I'm saying? There may be a person that's older than another person. There may be a bush that's older than another bush. You know what I'm saying? There may be a mineral that's older than another mineral. Bitch, we ain't about to talk about the universe is old and got an age. That's dumb. Who's coming up with that? See what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like, that's a perfect example where whoever even in a position to see the power, if they keep talking that bullshit, it leaves no choice but for an intelligent person to be like, what are we talking about here? I'm saying, so this must be used for something else that ain't got nothing to do with what y'all making it talk about, because they no cure getting ready to come from it or nothing, no real, nothing about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't got nothing to do with existence. So don't let nobody tell you you don't know everything. How somebody know they don't know everything? That sounds stupid. This is an oxymoron, rhetorical type of question. It shouldn't even be put together. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody know everything. That's stupid. You can know everything about something. So that's a quality in this world. So who told you that you don't know how you get? You know you came out your mother's ass. You know how that process happened. You know you get affected and influenced by you developing mental states. Like, you know that. You do that to even come up with your subjective concepts. So it's almost like when people get lost in their own beliefs, that be the issue. Because you be having to use what you already doing anyway, that you know what you're doing to even come up with your belief. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people be retarded and things of that nature. Like a person to be like, do you believe in the mind? They're using their mind to come up with that. So now you just put yourself in more layers of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stupid as hell. A person to be like, is you astral traveling, astral projection, right? They'd be making up another reality in a third dimension, not understanding that we make this dimension. So it's just you thinking and you using your imagination. So you think, boom, you project it, astral projection. You start to imagine, and what you just emitted as a thought, boom, you astral traveling. Now, your level of creativity, you can do that in more expansive ways than other individuals. Guess what? Your comic book or whatever you do or however you express yourself that represent that will attract more attention than another individual. So you did more astral traveling than another individual. That's it. That's all. We ain't got to make something more deeper than what it actually is. See what I'm saying? Don't get spooky. We can take that template that you once made spooky, use that as a template to add on to create something new, that something necessarily can become spooky. Like you being a new being with a new organ for all the other species to be like, well, mommy, what the fuck is that? You see what I'm saying? But that's when you got full squaring out of circles, full direction, full understanding your path, full context, full understanding where you at. You know what I'm saying? Where it's impossible for you to even be lost, even if a slight persuasion try to do it. You know what I'm saying? You just become of it. So you have to be used for it in some way. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always tell y'all, when you put yourself in certain situations, you argue against logic, not for it. Therefore, whatever logic you're developing is something new. So you're always creating the statistics, not becoming one. You always become a representation, not a mimic. And that's what makes you the real deal, as it is in heaven, as it is on earth. And we 2 hours in. And I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind Eminent Terry's Moon. I am the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And I love everybody and respect everybody's background. You know what I'm saying? And respect yourself. When you respect yourself, that automatically plays out as you respecting others. So we ain't even got to say, you know what I'm saying? Treat others how you treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? So when you treat yourself in your own culture with respect, you automatically respecting others and their self and their goddamn cultures. And that's how the world's supposed to be.